The majority of men believe that kissing someone on the lips is the most powerful gesture, yet there is a tiny area of the body that causes a much bigger emotion, and very few people discuss it. The underlying psychology of relationships, attraction, and the nuanced actions that build strong emotional bonds. Today, we're discovering an intriguing fact regarding a straightforward kiss and the unexpected location that can cause an extreme reaction that most people never anticipate. The way the human nerve system is built is one of the main reasons why some kisses generate such a strong reaction. Not every part of the body is equally sensitive. When certain regions are touched, the brain receives greater signals because those regions have a significantly higher concentration of nerve endings. The brain regions that process emotion, pleasure, and anticipation are directly connected to these nerve-dense areas. The brain does not react to gentle contact in one of these locations as it would to normal touch. Rather, it perceives the feeling as something more personal and significant. Because nerves are located closer to the skin's surface, thinner skin is typically more sensitive. This explains why the jawline behind the ear and around the neck can often seem very sensitive. Because sensory data moves swiftly from the nerve system to the brain, even a very gentle touch or light kiss can create a discernible reaction. The body immediately becomes more conscious of the contact, and focus naturally shifts to that particular moment. This response is not merely bodily. Additionally, the brain associates these feelings with emotional cues like attraction, proximity, and trust. A simple kiss in the appropriate spot can seem shockingly powerful because of this connection, even though the act itself is mild and fleeting. When there is a sense of expectancy, attraction frequently intensifies. The concept that something is going to happen causes the human brain to react more strongly than the actual action. This is due to the fact that anticipation stimulates brain regions linked to reward, emotional arousal, and curiosity. The mind starts speculating about possible outcomes when a moment develops gradually. Additionally, that imagination heightens the intensity of emotions. The brain engages in a process of expectancy rather than responding to a single action. Because it builds tension naturally, slow building is effective. When someone approaches slowly, waits, and lets the situation unfold. The brain has enough time to take in every little detail. Eye contact, breathing, proximity, and small motions all become more apparent. The situation feels more intimate and emotionally intense as a result of these subtle cues. The interaction becomes the center of the mind, making even the smallest touch more noticeable. For this reason, hasty or hurried acts frequently seem less effective. The brain is unable to build anticipation when something happens too quickly. However, curiosity and emotional focus rise as the situation develops gradually. A straightforward gesture becomes a deeper, more memorable, and far more dramatic experience because to the buildup. Because they combine physical sensitivity and emotional vulnerability, some bodily parts react more intensely to touch. This kind of reaction is known to occur in places like the neck, the jawline, and the area directly behind the ear. The brain can swiftly receive sensory signals in these areas because the skin is thin and the nerves are close to the surface. Compared to touch on other parts of the body, even light contact in these areas might seem substantially stronger. As a result, a fast physical reaction may be triggered by a delicate kiss or soft contact in certain places. There's a psychological component to these areas as well. The area behind the ear and the neck are inherently vulnerable. Touch is therefore linked to intimacy and trust in the brain. A person's mind becomes more conscious of the situation when they move close to certain places. The simultaneous detection of breathing, warmth, and proximity heightens the intensity of the emotion. Because it perceives the contact as intimate rather than casual, the brain starts to concentrate on the present. These regions are strong because of their emotional significance and nerve sensitivity. A reaction that feels more powerful than the action itself is produced when psychological awareness and physical feeling combine. The interpretation of physical gestures is significantly influenced by calm and confident body language. People interpret nonverbal cues all the time, frequently without even realizing it. The brain receives information about intention and emotional state from posture, eye contact, breathing rhythm, and movement speed. When someone seems at ease and confident, the exchange usually feels secure and organic. Stability is perceived by the brain, which enhances comfort and emotional engagement. Additionally, the incident is slowed down by calm body language. The other person's mind can process what is happening without feeling hurried or under pressure when you move slowly, breathe steadily, and use controlled gestures. A more harmonious emotional environment is produced by this sensation of control. The brain becomes more receptive to the present moment rather than responding with doubt or reluctance. Being strong or dramatic does not equate to confidence. Simple cues like keeping calm eye contact, standing comfortably, and moving with purpose rather than urgency are typically how it manifests. The emotional tone has a profound effect on the human brain. Every move is interpreted differently when a person exudes calm assurance through their body language. Because they seem intentional and organic, even seemingly insignificant activities can have more significance. The sensation of ease and presence in the moment becomes more important in the relationship than the action itself. One of the most powerful elements in human attraction is psychological tension. When something significant may occur but hasn't yet, it manifests in the space between two people. Because it seeks to forecast results and satisfy curiosity, the brain is inherently drawn to unknown situations. The mind becomes more attentive and focused, attention rises, and emotions become more active when there is a slight degree of mystery or delay because the brain is attempting to comprehend what will happen next. There is no pressure or discomfort involved in this tension. It is produced by gradual movements, subtle pauses, and instances where an action is on the verge of happening but waits for the ideal moment. The mind begins to create expectation when someone draws closer, pauses for a time, and lets the moment breathe. This expectation triggers the brain's reward system, which produces feelings associated with excitement in anticipation. Because the brain is taking part in the situation rather than just responding to it, the emotional reaction intensifies. The mind doesn't have time to develop this emotional energy when things happen too quickly. However, as the moment progresses, interest and focus continue to grow. The emotionally charged gap between purpose and action makes the encounter feel much more potent and unforgettable. Because intimate interactions combine several human senses and emotional impulses simultaneously, they feel strong. An emotion can be elicited by touch alone. However, the brain experiences touch far more strongly when it is paired with intimacy, warmth, and emotional presence. The human nervous system continuously gathers data from breathing patterns, body temperature, physical contact, and the separation between two individuals. The brain sees these signals as significant rather than typical interaction when they occur simultaneously. Because proximity naturally raises consciousness, it has a significant role. Attention is sharpened when someone approaches one's personal space. The mind starts to pick up on minute information like breathing patterns, posture changes, and subtle motions. Every little gesture becomes more obvious because of this increased awareness. Then, touch adds another layer by directly informing the brain that a link is occurring at that precise instant through the neurological system. The effect is further enhanced by emotional presence. When someone is totally attentive and involved, the conversation feels more real than robotic. Sincerity is identified by the brain through relaxed energy, tone of speech, and eye contact. The mind perceives the moment as intimate and important when contact, proximity, and emotional focus coexist. For this reason, even seemingly insignificant gestures can occasionally elicit powerful reactions. Ultimately, performing anything big or intricate is not the true key to powerful attractiveness. It is about comprehending how the human mind and neurological system are impacted by tiny, exact moments. When touch, proximity, and emotional presence are combined in the proper way, the body reacts powerfully. When performed with mindfulness and patience, a simple gesture can elicit a response that goes far beyond the action itself. Moments that develop gradually when interest and anticipation build up before anything really happens are remembered by the brain. Because of this, subtlety frequently has a greater impact than intensity. Even the tiniest gesture can feel significant and memorable when someone knows how time, closeness, and calm confidence work together. Seldom are force or speed factors in attraction. The goal is to create a moment in which the senses and mind are fully aware of what is happening, transforming a straightforward interaction into a memorable experience. Make sure to like, subscribe, and press the bell so you never miss a second if you thought this revelation was as strong as I said it would be. If you sense the energy of this secret, leave a comment with the word magnet below. See who is really tuned.